Good morning. Here we are on the Fun Side of Business podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Nick Hampton.
I'm the other one, Gemma Addison. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning, Jem. How are we doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
Who have we got today?
So, this is one person that, bizarrely enough, and this is going to get even more hyped, right?
Oh.
This guest that we've got on today is actually one of the leading inspirations of the podcast.
Oh, I know who it is. I know who it is.
As you know, we were sitting there going, we have to find not necessarily the hook, but the category and what's going to make us different. And it was a meeting I had with this guy that turned around and said, I've got it. I've got the concept. I know what we want to do. Without any further ado, the director of Vivo Clean, George Pennell.
Woo!
Hello.
Good morning, George.
Good
morning, George.
You've got a lot of hype to live up to now with this.
I do. I'm under a lot of pressure.
We're here because of you, George.
I know.
It's all you.
Just
Just so you know, if we get to the 100th episode and we're in Vegas, we'll fly out George.
Yeah.
George
To
can have
just
a drink
go,
with us.
come out and have a drink with us on that one.
perfect. All right. I'll certainly hold you to that.
So, okay, George, what we like to do is we like to try and find out. So I think a lot of people will know George as Vivo George. But what we want is we want to take you back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to find out about George, the schoolboy.
Uh-huh.
Tell us so here you are at 16. How was school for you?
I think every single school report I had was the same, from the age of 4 till the age of 16. So much potential. If only you could pay a bit more attention. Too interested in making other people laugh and actually focus on his own work. You know, if George just channeled his mind, he'd be a lot more successful.
Do you know? I think that comes up a lot with entrepreneurs. It's amazing how many of them are like, "Oh yeah, how were you at school?" And they're like, "Naughty, truant." They couldn't focus to be. I'm really interested in learning.
Were you like one of the popular kids?
Yeah,
you know, was like that attention clown.
Not really. Yeah, I was kind of like, you know, I wasn't sort of like, you know, ultimate sort of like popular guy, but I done okay. But yeah, it was.
That sounds like a conquest. We'll talk about clubbing life in a minute for you.
But no, it was it was pretty much the same. But yeah, I just wanted to have a good time. That was pretty much it. Really, I wasn't really focused on the future. But yeah, just wanted to have a good time.
Okay, so further education, a thing, or you just went?
Yeah, no, I did. I went to college and done sport and sort of like rattled around a few industries and, you know, bit of security work and some sports coaching work, and then
he's doing a Caroline Honors, by the way.
Am I jumping ahead? Am I?
That's all right. We'll just keep bringing you back.
Just yeah, right back.
Okay, so you studied sports, like sports leaders or sports leadership or sports coaching or sports something. Okay, and then so you come out, you've got a diploma in sports or whatever it is.
Yeah.
What was the next step for George?
So the next step was to go into coaching, really, because I was doing a lot of sports coaching from the age of 16. So football, squash, cricket. I was teaching in schools, and that was my pathway, really. That's kind of what I thought I was going to do.
So like a PE teacher or something?
Yeah, essentially, yeah, but you know, not in the strictest sense, not as a official teacher, but going into schools and working at private clubs and things like that.
So was that like an entrepreneurial thing? Like you wanted to have a business?
This is where it first started to spark in me to actually look at doing something like that.
Okay.
Because I got a position working at the fantastic Ipswich Sports Club. Shout out to them.
Sports Club.
Yeah, I've heard they've got some really nice sponsors down there.
Yeah, I heard. So I got a job there as as the assistant squash pro there. So there was a main head squash coach, but I was the assistant.
Okay.
But then I had the task of running a few group coaching sessions, but then also looking to develop my own client base. So I would have the list of all the people in the squash leagues and have all their telephone numbers. And at the age of like 18, 19, I was just cold calling them all to introduce myself.
But that's such a huge skill.
Yeah.
At that age as well,
to
have that
And did you find, I mean, were you awkward or was it like pretty relaxed and comfortable?
Yeah, no, fine, really. I think that's one of the skill sets I've had from a very young age. It doesn't really matter the age, you know, what cultural background someone's from, or you know, it's always been quite easy for me to navigate my way through relationships and conversations with people and stuff like that. So
okay, so we've got a born salesman. So a born salesman, and not only that, I mean, everyone else normally honed their skills at going, oh, I worked at Cool Connect for a bit, or I worked at like Zenith Windows or something else, where it's like, because but the problem is that you hear some of these jobs and it's like, wow, if I can close like 14 deals on a night, I'm going to be on like £1 million every and then you realize that no, you just ring up, you don't get paid much of a basic, and everyone hangs up on you for 4 hours, and that's the only shift.
Yeah.
So you obviously kind of went through, and I'm guessing at least the rejection rates were much lower doing the squash stuff, because you knew obviously they had an interest in it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and you know, it's quite a warm lead as well. You know, you're calling people they're already playing squash. Yeah. You know, and you know, people are all...
And if they've committed to a league, they want to get better as well.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so you know, obviously there's people that they're not interested in having coaching, but they're all pretty nice conversations, really. So it was a nice easy way to get myself into doing that kind of work, really, and speaking to different people.
And so what happened like to finish that going? Because a lot of people come along and said, had this job, it was awful, but it sounds like you quite enjoyed doing it.
It sounds like this was going well for you.
Well, I mean, look, to be honest with you, I think what really happened was I was so ingrained in sport from the age of 10. Started coaching when I was 16, and it was all of my life was just sport. And then I got to the age of about 22, 23, discovered the art of beer and kebabs. And then,
was that also the point of like 2021, the clubs and the women?
Well, yeah, look,
they will go hand in hand.
And
then
hand in something. And that was kind of like that was the correlation, really. So it sort of, you know, I just kind of, I needed to grow up, really, but I needed to kind of go off track a little bit. I needed to go off the rails a little bit, and I kind of left the playing of the sport behind a little bit, lost interest in the coaching, and then, you know, looked to do one or two different things. But that's kind of where the sport.
So where did it go from the sport then? You left Ipswich Sports. What did you do next?
So I went and got my SLA license, which is the security license. So. I had a job working at Legal and General. They're no longer in Ipswich, but insurance company. I was a glorified receptionist, which was great. I had a receptionist with some cameras, basically. But you know, to be fair, that was a good experience for me because I got to speak to those different people. And you know, although I worked for a security company and we were a contractor sitting at the front desk, I embedded myself in with the organisation, and you know, got to know the staff there really well. So that was a great experience. And then 4 nights a week, I was working on the door of a bar in Ipswich as well. So that was kind of me then for...
Hang on. That's dealing with problem solving, troubleshooting, and as a crowd control technician.
Yes. A lot of conflict resolution. Calming people down.
Some awkward conversations that had to be navigated. So we now got George the doorman. I mean, we've probably simplified that a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, George the receptionist and doorman. Okay, and then where has George gone from here?
Well, so this was sort of early 20s when I started all that, and then when about 25, they were closing the Ipswich branch of Legal in General, and that was kind of a crossroads point for me. So, okay, what am I going to do now? I thought back to all the times that I really enjoyed. I thought, okay, I really enjoyed teaching and sport. I'm gonna get back into teaching. That's what I want to do. So, I decided to go to uni to get a degree of some sort, to get myself onto teach training to be a primary school teacher. That was the route.
Okay.
That route didn't happen.
I've got like that.
Okay, so
that route didn't happen.
So how far did you get down that route before that route then?
Well, I got my degree, so I got a 2-1, and you know, that went really, really well. But in the summer of my final year at uni, when I was about 27, I got offered an admin job working at a recruitment company.
Okay.
My friend was a manager there, and got offered a summer job ahead of my final year. And I thought, I could do that for the summer, and and then I kind of fell into sales. I was only meant to be doing admin, but then I kind of got on quite well. So then the manager of the branch was like, "Oh, do you fancy looking after these clients?" And then
why not?
And then I quickly and then I quickly kind of learned, well, actually, already just as a newcomer in recruitment, I'm already earning a lot more money than what I would as a basic, on a basic teacher salary. So I kind of just fell into that, and then that started off in the summer. I still had a year left of uni, but then I just done 4 days a week working in recruitment.
Yeah,
a day a week at uni, and just completed my final year like that. Got my degree, and
probably the wealthiest person on your course.
yeah. So we were doing okay.
Were you still doing your doorman work?
Yeah.
Still doing that as well.
Yeah, I was still doing that in the background. So I sort of left the security job during the day, but I was still working on the door as well, and and keeping myself busy. But yeah, that was really where I sort of learned, I guess, traditional sales and building those long-term meaningful relationships.
So were those with existing clients or brand new cold calls?
A little bit of both, but mainly looking to bring on new clients.
And the experience one gets in a recruitment company.
Yeah.
Do you know, every single time we talk to anyone about recruitment companies, they go, hang on, and here we go, look, Jem, just for your ticking this one off, my Wolf of Wall Street lead.
Your Wolf of Wall Street.
People
you have to
go
mention
along and say, Wolf of Wall Street sometimes can be tame compared to recruitment companies.
Yeah, it does. It does get a little bit like that. I've seen things photocopied at after parties that shouldn't be photocopied. Yeah, it does get a little bit savage sometimes, but
we've heard that word a bit savage. That goes hand in hand with recruitment companies.
You'd never think it though. You just kind of go, oh yeah, they just go along and place people, not like savage parties. And
I don't know whether they're still the same now, but I know back.
I think,
who knows? The good part is we haven't asked him which one he worked for, so
we're not going to.
He can be free to talk about whatever.
I think generally speaking, it feels like recruitment is definitely for the younger person, and maybe that throws into it a little bit, and particularly when people start earning good money as well. Of
course, yeah.
They're living at home with mum and dad. They don't know what to spend their money on apart from getting hammered.
Yeah.
So
one way or another. Yeah.
One way or another.
One way. The good thing is we're able to have that eye contact. Like, should I say the word? No, that's fine. We'll let everyone understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So you're then so the degree's done.
Yeah.
Recruitment is the future now. So how did you turn out of that one? What was the light bulb moment there?
Well, it was. So I was getting on really well in recruitment. I'd moved on from the original company that I started off at because there were some better opportunities for me at a different company. So I joined there, and everything was great, and that was going to be the plan. And then lo and behold, COVID hit, and that was again kind of like a little bit of a crossroads, like I had when I was 25, and got made redundant from the security daytime job. So
I'm guessing your recruitment firm, they weren't involved in like NHS recruiting or...
No, it was all construction. It was all construction, and a lot of stuff just wound down completely. And those that were still going, they weren't making any big hires because there was no sign of any vaccines, and no one really knew.
It doesn't seem real, does it, when we talk about it? It still feels like so surreal, like it was a movie. Yeah. It's crazy to think that we all went through that.
It is mental. Yeah. I love thinking about all that and queuing up outside Tesco's in the morning, like single file.
And everyone panicking about toilet rolls,
pasta. It just seems weird. It's crazy to think about it.
And then flouting the one-way system around the supermarkets, and then someone giving you evils and stuff like that.
Or the point where everyone would go along and take their pots and pans and open up their front doors and just banging
for the NHS.
Yeah, that's wow. Mental, isn't it?
Right, so COVID happened. Then where did that take George?
Well, that took me onto the golf course mainly. That's pretty much
social distance.
Yeah. Well, that was the only thing you could do, so I thought I better learn how to play golf. So no, I had a lot of spare time. I was fortunately paid furlough, so I had, I was still having some money coming in, so it was okay really. So yeah, I had quite a lot of spare time.
So I mean, were you quite hoping that COVID would last for a long time? I just go, I can just have furlough play golf, but this seems pretty good.
Honestly, it was, it sounds awful to say, and sorry if anyone's listened to this who may well have lost a loved one, because obviously it was a tragic time for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But I loved COVID. It was.
Are you any good at golf?
Better than what I was going to start.
There's your soundbite, by the way.
Honestly, right?
George Pennell says, "I love COVID."
Yeah, it was such a glorious time weather-wise. I don't know if you remember how good the weather was.
No, we don't know, because this is the crazy part. So everyone was banging pots and pans for the NHS. No one was recognising that HMRC still needed to be fulfilled with all of their requirements. So every business was still having to file everything. So we were sitting there working from home.
We were still working.
Trying to get everything done while everyone's going, I've got a tough time on furlough.
It's beautiful.
And we're going,
I've been sunbathing today.
We're going along and working 16-hour days, but don't worry about it. But at least the doctors and nurses, they're getting pots banged outside, and we're sitting there going, yeah, cheers. and not only that, our clients are then going, yeah, we can't afford to pay you.
Yeah, we had that a
lot. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll just have to carry on working for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting time.
What I'll do, I'll go bang some saucepans for you guys at 7:00 tonight.
There you go.
And just,
appreciate that.
Yeah, that's no problem. Just
George, stop banging that pen on the table for us. Yeah, thanks, George. I can't play my tiny violin.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, hashtag no one cares. Anyway, so you're playing golf. So was it a case of, like, as COVID came out, was where you had the idea for Vivo?
Well, yeah, really, it was because it was that crossroads moment, and I was like, look, I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit here, and I felt like I had more to offer. I had more to give, and I wanted to get a little bit more autonomy back in my life, and I'd been made redundant, and then COVID, it's like, okay, well, you've got to stop, you can't work for me anymore, blah, 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 blah. And, I think the writing was on the wall that I was going to be made redundant, maybe after a few months of COVID. It felt like it was going to go that way. So I that is essentially where the idea for Vivo Clean came up, and it was, I wanted to do a business which kind of fitted in with my skill set of, winning a contract, winning a client, and finding a good person to put in to do that role. Yeah, building client relationships and things like that.
So the business side of it, obviously you had experience in building up relationships, clients, all that stuff. Cleaning. Were you a good cleaner?
No.
I've always wondered that.
No, this is the great part. So now, George, this is the thing. I'm going to use my inside track. Can you tell us about the first contract you ever got, which was an oven clean, if you're uncertain about that one?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. So admittedly, cleaning has never been a strong point. I told my mother that I was going to be starting a cleaning company. She laughed. Actually laughed. Have you seen the state of your room? Like, so it was a little bit crazy to sort of think. But yeah, knew very little about cleaning. If my clients are listening to this, I know a lot about cleaning now, so back up. But when we first started, the very first job came from a friend of mine who runs an estate agency, and yeah, it was an oven clean. So we needed this oven cleaning. I wasn't going to be doing that myself. That was not the business model. But
that was not.
Yeah, that's not.
What you got? Like 50, 60 quid for an oven clean?
No,
you're going to do it?
No, absolutely not. Work on the business, not in the business, as they say. And yeah, so I thought, well, I need to recruit someone. I need to hire someone to clean this oven. But I thought I need to know a little bit about what I'm talking about. I need to learn. So yeah, literally I went on Google and typed in how to clean an oven.
By the way, the company is in existence now. Vivo Clean. Can you do an oven clean? Sure, I can.
Yeah.
Once I have Google. Although saying that, there was a Richard Branson thing, I think it was, where someone said to him, like, if someone asks you to do something, what's it? He said, well, I just say and then I work out and do it later.
Afterwards.
As soon as I've got the contract, I know I'm getting paid. I'll go and work out what needs to happen.
Absolutely. I mean, so managed to limp our way through that one. Claire, the other director of the business, she had to she kind of had to step in and just tidy things up towards the end. So, fine. But no, a lot of it was sort of CEO of winging it stuff. It was Yeah,
That's
I mean,
awesome.
we our first office, and we still are there, is at Epsilon House in Ipswich, and yeah, I just started the business, and I was kind of learning what I need to get, and what stock we need and stuff. Still finding my way through it. And there's a lovely lady who worked cleaned all the communal areas of this building where our office was.
Yeah.
She was pushing around her trolley, and we struck up a little bit of a friendship and say good morning to her and stuff like that. And so I said, "Oh, what have you got on that trolley of yours?" I'm sort of lifting things up and having a little bit of a poke around.
This is quite pink. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, does that smell nice? Oh, that smells nice, doesn't it? Oh, can I use that in the kitchen?" "Oh, no, you can't use that in the kitchen, George." "Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I learned quite a lot in that first conversation. That was in the first couple of weeks of us going. So that was me still learning, not even knowing what products I needed to have in certain areas to clean certain areas. I'm happy to say that lady is now one of my best supervisors. She now works for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Which is great. She's a very trusted senior member of the team.
Good.
Little did she know she was effectively doing a job interview at the point.
Yeah.
She's showing her product knowledge.
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, look, it's been very much the case of, I feel like I've got a lot of the core traits that you need, which are very difficult to teach, but I've learned a lot of the cleaning secondary to it all, and then quickly as the business has grown, I've employed people a lot smarter than me who know a lot about cleaning.
See, this is the thing, George. I got told that you know an awful lot about how mops work.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Should we talk about your mop skills?
Oh, Nick. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So.
Okay, so I'll do this on my own because Nick can no longer talk.
So we've got so one of our first clients. It was a luxury lodge park in North Suffolk, and really beautiful place, and it was quite a big deal for us at the time. This contract, it was a good money earner. It was a real coup for us to get this in such infancy. But this was quite a journey away, and we were travelling from Ipswich to get up there, and now I probably wouldn't even dream of going near it. But at the time, it was brilliant for us.
Yeah.
And that it was one of I think it was the first or second time when we were doing a changeover day when people have moved out on a Friday, and they had new people moving in at 4:00, so we had to get the lodgers ready for the next people moving in. I knew we were short staffed that day. Claire, the other director, she was down there running the show, and then she called me up in the morning. I was sat in the office, just
doing what you do best.
Yeah,
right.
Yes.
Going on running the business.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. So I was doing that side of things, but then I got a panic phone call. "George, you've got to get down here. There's no way we're getting this done before 4:00. We are really up against it here." I said, I can't. I can't clean.
So it's literally all hands on deck.
Yeah, I don't care. Just carry some laundry around. Just be useful. Okay, all right. So I bombed it 40 minutes up the road to this site to get there, sort of like, about 1:00 to try and help the team get over the line. And I said, "Okay, right, what can I do? She goes, "Oh, just go and mop that lodge over there. All it needs is mopping, and then it's done, and we can sign it off."
Easy job.
Yeah, really easy. So I went into that lodge on my own. I thought, well, how hard can it be? I'm the boss of a cleaning company. This is
All I need to do is mop the floor.
This is straightforward. Yeah, just mop the floor. Not difficult, is it? So I mop my bucket and put me product in there, and that's nice and bubbly. That's looking good, isn't it? We can crack on with this, right? Okay, that's a rug. We don't mop that. We mop around the rug. Maybe move the rug. So I moved the rug, and then I started mopping around, and then I suddenly realised that that water's not disappearing. Why is that pooling so much? That was a little bit of a concern, and I quickly realised that I just flooded the lodge. I hadn't. I hadn't.
It's like there's two parts to a mop bucket, like the rinse out and the other bit. Yeah. George he only needs the first 50%.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Save the rinsing for another day. So I quickly realised that I just flooded the place. So I just went into a bit of blind panic at this point. I was like, oh my God. So what am I going to do? So then I was wearing a hoodie at the time, so I took my hoodie off and I started trying to damp down. I was damping down the floor with my hoodie, and I was like, oh God, it's still not working.
Just hoping it to soak it all up somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that still wasn't working. And then so I thought, well, what have I got? I can't take my shorts off. I can't do it. Right, I've got my socks. I'll take my socks. I'll do my socks. So I'm damping it down with my socks, and then I was like, oh God, I hope the client doesn't walk in.
I've got this image.
She was.
I don't standing there with no shoes on, no socks on.
I was, and the client there, lovely lady, really lovely lady, incredibly posh, very, very posh. And I thought, oh, please don't come in. And I heard like a couple of footsteps in the door, and I was like, oh, please be Claire, or please be one of the team. And yeah, there I was on all fours. Picture it, ladies. My glasses were kind of half hanging off my face.
That is the bit I'm using for the bike.
My pair of socks in my hand, just bending over, and I sort of like glanced up and looked at the door, and there she was, the client standing in all her glory. I said, Pam, it's not what it looks like.
This is like some porn gone wrong.
Yeah, it is. She says, it is though, George, isn't it? And I said, yes, it is, but we're going to put it right. And then she went, oh, God, help us. And then she walked out. And so I went and got some help, and we got it sorted in the end, and we kept hold of that contract, and it was fine. And every time I went down there, there'd be a bit of a laugh, a joke. Oh, goodness me, you're not here to clean, are you? So it became a little bit of a running joke, to be honest with you. And the clean team, who have been with us since very early days, they still mock me for it this day.
Do you know how to use a mop now?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand the other bit's just not like a pretty flower kind of.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's bizarre.
But do you know what? I love the fact you got involved.
Yeah.
You attempted to.
This is it. This is it. So
I mean, it shows that all hands on deck mentality,
hands on deck,
right?
definitely.
Yeah. Well,
literally.
I had. So I've done it
on all fours on deck.
Oh yeah. Well, exactly. As long as it's on deck and not something else. I very rarely have to clean or get involved, but we not really allowed to mention where it was. But for the homecoming gigs for Ed Sheeran, we're heavily involved in the cleaning.
Okay.
Some for contractual reasons, we're not allowed to specify where that was.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was there. We had a huge team there overnight, and I was there for the first night, and like
amazing
on the pitch where a lot of people were, or the standing area, shall we say, where a lot of the people were. That was an absolute mess. Pink feathers from all the whatever they were selling outside the stadium.
Yeah.
They were all stuck because all the beer had been dropped onto the floor. So it was a real nightmare for the guys to clean. And I was there just kind of making sure things went smoothly for the first night. And
of course you were.
I did. Yeah, I had a fallout with a chip. Someone had dropped a chip in between. It's like where the floor is. It's like a jigsaw that they pieced together,
Yes.
where everyone stands on. And then like someone had dropped a tray of chips, and chips were stuck in the middle. And I spent about 30 seconds with a broom before I got angry and gave it to someone else. So that's about the only cleaning I've done since that first day.
Again, we won't mention where, but I was there at that concert, looking down onto where you guys would have been.
Yeah.
And thousands of people. I can only imagine the clear up after that. That's insane.
It was crazy stuff. But yeah, that was the only time I felt the endeavour to kind of do a remnant of cleaning. But I quickly realised that I'm not cut out for it, and I'll just
stick to the business side.
Yeah, I'll stick to the business side. But
I think that's it.
And you do that so well, George. You do that so well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, we, as I said, rest assured, we've got so much experience within the company now. Like, I mean, it's the many years of experience from our management team, supervisors. It is. Yeah, we've got a lot of knowledge within the business now, and I'm just fortunate that we managed to blag our way to that point
Yeah.
to be able to afford to get such experience.
And
within
how
the
long has
business,
Vivo
you
been
know?
going for now?
4.5 years.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow, 4.5 years.
It's such a a
That's
nice
huge.
story.
Well done, Joy. Yeah, that's
to hear
really good.
hear kind of the person who started a cleaning company with obviously massive knowledge of cleaning,
Oh,
as we've
loads.
just heard.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. People say, "Oh, so you've been in the facilities industry for a long time?" Oh, yeah, that's it.
But yeah, to go from like that as a start point to where Vivo are now is an awesome.
Oh yeah, they're known. You go to
years ago.
well, you know, we're out and about in the networking community, and you'll know Vivo's name's out there, and that's
I think-
respect
I think to be honest with you, like I said, because you can learn a lot of the stuff secondary. It's just, giving a good customer experience, and as cheesy as that sounds,
Yeah.
and that is the stuff that I can ensure happens. Making sure that the managers are on target and doing all of that. So, that stuff I'm really good at. But yeah, those guys know the cleaning, and I'm happy to listen.
You're happy
to
to
them.
take a step back.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Delegate that work, George.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Great. Well,
Brilliant.
George, it's been an absolute pleasure being on. Thank you so much for giving up some of your time for us.
Pleasure.
And thank you
George.
very much on behalf of everyone listening, because I have a sneaking suspicion there's a lot of people driving to work on a Wednesday. They're going to have a much happier day today after hearing the story.
I don't know what images they'll go away with from that
No.
story, but
No, that's it. That's it.
Well, that was the worst part. That it's the second time I've heard the story, and this time I'm hearing like on all fours. Because you expect to have that kind of turn around with it, where it's like the posh woman comes in. It's like there's a tradesman in my house.
Yeah.
this is all fours with socks on my hands.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
But no, brilliant. Thank you so much,
No,
George.
my pleasure.
George,
My pleasure.
thank you so much.